Well, today I'll be answering all the questions you guys have for my Rebel 500 SE. All the questions you posted in the comments or message me directly on Instagram. But before getting started, let's roll the intro. Well, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video. If you're new here, I'm M.A. Jafari and this is my 2023 Rebel 500 SE. And I posted a few videos about this bike, things I've done, my thoughts, and a lot of questions have been posted in the comments. Even though I went back and answered as much as I could, I wanted to make this video to answer some of the questions that were basically either repetitive or things I kind of didn't get to answer. For starters, the biggest question has been about my saddle boxes or saddle box in this scenario because I left the other one at home. I feel like this looks a little better, maybe not, but more practical. Just one saddle box for the camera stuff. Also, if you feel like the video looks a little better this time, is because I have just picked up a new camera. I'm not gonna talk about it that much because I do want to test it out. This is the first video and hopefully it's good enough so I can keep it and make a video about it. So if you like the quality, let me know in the comment section down below, but stay to the end, listen to the audio, look at the quality, and let me know. All right, backtrack. The saddle boxes or box at this point. These are from a company called Shad or Shot USA, and this model, this version, as you can see, is the SH23. One question was how heavy it is. I'm not 100% sure, but I can put a link to this specific one down in the description. But also if I find something about the weight of the brackets and the boxes, I'll put it below the screen. These are really good saddle boxes. I did talk about painting this silver one or either keeping it the same, and you guys told me to go ahead and paint match this with the rest of the bike, which I have already bought the paint and gonna be eventually paint match this little silver trim with the tank and everything else on the bike. So be on the lookout for that video as well. These boxes are lockable and waterproof, and it's really easy to put on and take off. But if you want to see how I install it and everything, I already made a video about it. It's gonna pop up on the screen on the corner or in the link in the description. I do want to go for a ride in a second so I can test the quality of this camera when I'm riding. But a few more questions I do want to point out when I'm standing. Someone did ask me if this is a real 500 SE, and if it is, why am I missing the brown diamond stitching seat that comes with the Rebel 500 SE? Well, as you can see, this is a Mustang seat, and I changed it for more comfort because the stock seat is pretty firm and does hurt a lot after at least 30 to 40 minutes of riding. But this Mustang seat has been much better and much more comfortable, which I already made a video again. It's gonna pop up on the screen on the corner or link in the description if you want to go and watch that, the reasoning, prices, and everything else for that seat. Am I missing anything before we go for a ride? One more thing. These foot pegs. These are the stock ones. I just took the rubber off of it, and that is it. That's how it looks. You guys had questions about those two. We're gonna talk about the exhaust and these lights when we get on the bike and go for a ride, because this is one of the only days that it is nice here in Northern Virginia, even though this morning was 40 degrees, now it's 77 degrees, which is pretty interesting. Go from 40 to 77, then go back to 40. That's how you basically get cracks. All right, let's gear up. Oh, another question that was brought up was the jacket and these gloves. Link in the description for both of those. I got these from Amazon and they've been pretty good. There's protection on the jackets, elbow protection, shoulder protection, back protection, and for a good price also. These gloves are pretty handy when it's nice like this. They are mesh and breathable. All right, enough of talking. Let's get to riding. We're gonna talk about the exhaust next because we're about to start this baby up. Let it prime, and sounds pretty good for a little 500cc twin cylinder. So this is definitely not the exhaust. This is the Shorty GP from Radiant Cycles, which my brother actually bought for me when I first bought the bike. That's a present for me to get into bikes. This thing was pretty cheap. I'm thinking about maybe getting a Kaufman exhaust or something else. Been seeing a lot of reviews, but also I'm not sure if I want to keep this bike forever, so if I want to spend 400 bucks for a exhaust system when this sounds good. But Let me show you what I love about it the most. When you rev it up, it pops and bangs. Pops when it downshifts, pops when it upshifts, and I love it. Alright, let's get going. First gear, a little rev, and let's go. I do want to try or test the quality of audio for this new camera, which is linked to a Rode microphone lavalier instead of my helmet. Alright, can you guys hear the bangs? Third gear coming down here. She sounds so good. Nice BMW. Next questions you guys have reason or raised, not one or two of you guys, a lot of you guys, has been this. Some of you guys thought that it might be a grip heater, but nope, it's just a switch for these lights down below. I got this from Amazon. I can put the name here because I don't really remember what it was, but I did not make any videos about it, which is a shame. But if you guys want to know how I basically connected it to the motorcycle and wired it up, let me know. I can make a video about it. But it was pretty straightforward and easy. They have yellow, white, which is high beams, and also they have a strobing light. So if I double press this thing, it goes through different modes, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty bright out, you can't really see anything, but believe me when I say, look at that right now. Alright, I'm gonna turn it off because I don't want to scare people. But they come pretty handy. They do have just a high beam, so the top one turns it on and off and cycles through the different modes and stuff, but the bottom one is just does this high beam. So I don't know if you can see it there or not, but it's been pretty handy, especially at night when you can't really see anything with this headlight that comes on the bike, even though it is a, let's just go with it, it is a LED. I do want to come back here because they have a Koenigsegg Gemera, which is insane, the V8 version, so I can take some photos. So that's that. The fog lights or the ditch lights are mounted to my frame slider, which no one has asked questions about it, which is cool because there are not any branded ones that are just normal frame sliders, and they work. The next questions you guys have been asking a lot has been the throttle lock. This is from a company called Atlas. It's pretty famous. All it does is, let's go to higher gear, you lock it and you can just rest your hand. You can change your throttle to change your speed, but also if you just want to cancel it, you hit this and cancel it. Let me show you how fast it is. You cancel it like that and it does it. I never had any problems with it. It's a really good and simple tool or part. Link in the description if you guys want to grab one for yourself. It is pretty universal, so it's not necessarily built for this bike, but it's a nice feature to have for example, a Rebel 500 that doesn't come with a cruise control. It is not as handy as a cruise control where you just set a speed and it basically holds it on that speed. It just sets a throttle, it locks the throttle as the name suggests, and it keeps it in that throttle position, if you may say. Let's go this way. I already hope this microphone, this camera picks up all this pops and bangs. I did bring down the audio gain. I mean, good thing about it, you can change your audio gain even though if you have a microphone on. We can basically fiddle with it and change all this different variables to make it sound better. Let's talk about the next thing, which are these mirrors. So these are basically the OEM mirrors that came with the bike. They used to be here and there, but I didn't really like how it looked. It was super high up, sitting right here. So what I did, I got these brackets. One is here, one is behind this phone, and they basically moved them from the top to the bottom. I do like the aesthetics of it. It looks better. However, if I have a passenger, for example, I can adjust it a little, but if I have a passenger, it's kind of hard to see the rear. And when I'm riding with my friends, especially Fadad, and there are behind me their lights or any other lights, like if you can see it now, this car behind me, like you can see it, the lights are pretty in your face, and it's kind of hard to ride at night, for example. But I got used to it. I like how it looks, so as I said, I got used to it. It looks good to me. But I got those brackets from eBay. I can link them down in the description. Also, these links are not affiliated, so feel free to use them. I don't get anything out of it. It's just a link for you guys to find this stuff. The next question that you guys had was about my non-existent here tank bag. I don't have it with me today, but I can show you guys a video of how it looks. And you guys asked me what kind of tank bag that is, or where did I get it from. It was given to me by a friend of mine, but it is a pretty generic tank bag, magnetic tank bag from Amazon, which I can link below. And the last question, and the most important question about this bike, has been after the video I posted, which I asked another question in the video. That's a lot of questions. Whether this bike is a good first bike. And a lot of you guys actually asked me, is this really good first bike? Should you buy it? A lot of people said that they're thinking about it. And to answer that question, yeah, it definitely is a really good first bike. It's pretty reasonably priced for the amount of power it has. Let's go. 46 horsepower. For some reason I think I kept saying 26 horsepower, which is wrong. It is 46 horsepower from a 500cc, basically 470 something engine, and it is pretty peppy. It's powerful enough for day-to-day use. It's good enough for highway. There's a bunch of aftermarket support for it because it's been out for a long time, and I bought it as my first bike myself, and it never has given me any sort of issues or problems that I say, oh no, you should not buy this bike for your first bike. I learned better to ride a bike on this bike. My friend Fadad learned a lot more on this bike after I got his license, and I've been teaching a few friends of mine, as I mentioned in the video I posted about it, that yeah, I've been teaching them on this bike. It's maneuverable, it's light, 420 pounds if I'm not wrong. It's easy to throw around the curves, and it's pretty good on gas. It gets 50 miles per gallon, and you could go for a 1100 Rebel 1100 if you have the money. But if you want to just cruise around and enjoy cruising without being scared of killing yourself on a faster bike, this is really a good bike. No complaints whatsoever. And that's my brother. Let's go ahead and say hi to him. We are going to be cleaning our chains, and I think that's a pretty good place to stop this video. That's all the questions that I remembered you guys asked me, and I wanted to make this video because it's been a while, and it's been far so long since we had a video. Also, if you guys want to see this motorcycle, the Z900, in a video, let me know in the comment section down below. I can make a video about it. If you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And If I missed anything, again, let me know. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, let me know about the quality of this video, if you want me to make a video about my setup. But I think with that all out of the way, as always stay amazing. And see you guys in the next one. Peace. And start her up. Oh wait, I'm in first gear.